Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, I'm recording this on Monday of this week, even though we're showing it on Friday, because I really wanted you to meet Jim Franks, who's the executive pastor at Hope Chapel. What's happening here on Maui, to me, is a great example of some of my favorite verses in the Bible. And I know I say that all the time, but 2 Corinthians 9, there's a couple of verses. Paul says in verse 11, you will be enriched in every way so you can be generous. And when we take your gifts to those who need them, they will thank God. So Jim, how are you seeing that happen here at Hope Chapel? How are you seeing God working in that way?
Well, Twin Lakes, I just want to thank you so much. It has been just a gift to have Renee here with us these past several days, and your generous giving has been incredible for us to be able to do exactly what Renee just said. And we're really where we're at is we didn't know that the Lord had prepared us for such a time as this. And we are in our neighborhood. We are trying to be open to everyone. But when these fires hit, we just realized that the Lord was saying, be ready for those neighbors who you haven't even met yet, that are going to be coming out and being a part and want to be a part of your family. So as we opened up our donation center, and then especially as we reached out to these churches on the west side, when I think about being a good neighbor, I think about these churches that just had so many members that were affected. They opened their doors even though they had so many who had even lost their homes. And as they opened their doors, we said, what are we going to do? We need to follow that example. And so we rushed in to be able to help them. We sent a tent over to Citizen Church so that they could continue to do their service, serve meals, do everything that they were doing, but at the same time open up our doors. And so far we've had just so many folks come through. They are receiving care, they're receiving love from the church, and they're going, what is this hope that you have? That is the story that we're getting. I met a family last night, and just very, very joyful. I could not believe that they had potentially lost everything, and they were holding this little child. And I learned that they actually fled from the fire. Their home caught on fire. They fled from the fire. She was pregnant. They came out. They were living with someone who had just extended care to them. They had their baby in that home, and they're holding this 11-day-old baby. And they said, by the grace of God, we are here, and we found our home church. So Twin Lakes, you have extended generosity to us. We are extending generosity out to those who are now our new neighbors. And now what we've found is that people are finding a place to call home in a time of immense tragedy and uprootedness. And what we want to do is just allow them to find a place for hope and a place to call home.
Thank you, Jim, so much. And you know, what's cool is we're actually standing on the beach right now, and over there are a bunch of people who are getting baptized. And Jim, at least a couple of them are people who just have started attending Hope Chapel because of your relief efforts and have found Jesus and are getting baptized today. So you heard Jim talk a lot about neighboring, and that's what we're going to be talking about this weekend, the art of neighboring, I'm calling it, as we get psyched up for the fall series and talk about how we can love our neighbor. Who is our neighbor? Do we even know our neighbors? How do we get to know our neighbors, and how do we love them best? That's happening this weekend at church. Hope you can join us Saturday, 6 p.m., Sunday, 9 and 11. God bless you. Have a great weekend.